2, 1. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to 5 Minutes with Seany. Here is Mr. Jon Entin. Hello, Seany.
Hey everybody, how are you guys? This week has been really tough on me. It's been anxiety, it's about being depressed, about suicide. My good friend Jon Petrick, Dr. Petrick here, is with me from Vegas, owns a huge clinic out there, and I brought him on the show because he's going to help us talk about how to overcome being depressed and what to do with people with brain injuries and strokes. So Johnny, meet the whole team here, the community, and thank you for coming on the show.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here, Sean. Hey, welcome everybody. Glad to be here.
So Jon, tell us about who you are, what you do. You work in Vegas. You brought me out to Newport Beach, which is the sun, the beach, oceans behind us. But talk about what you do actually with patients like myself, stroke, a TBI. You work with the UFC. You work with professional athletes, the NFL.
That's correct. I'm the clinical director for the company called the Las Vegas Pain Relief Center, stationed out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Been working for the UFC for 10 years on their reality TV show. So you can say I know a thing or two about head injuries with these guys.
Right.
Most importantly, one of the things we wanted to talk about in regards to the athletes is that there's various ranges of head injuries. So even though a lot of our fighters, they end up in difficult situations, their head injuries aren't so drastic that they have, disabilities at this point. But we pay attention to this. This is something that we look for. We're always trying to prevent injuries in the UFC and in pro sports. We never want to have an athlete injured. If we can prevent that, we'd rather prevent it rather than treat it. So that's where we've been for the last 10 years actually on the show.
Right. Okay. So that's great. I trained, obviously for a while. I got choked out. So if someone like me were coming in your clinic, it's not from a stroke, a TBI, not from a brain, not from a choke, how would you help them? How would you take on that person with a brain injury? A car accident, skateboarding, snowboarding, doesn't matter.
Well, the most important thing about a traumatic brain injury is early detection. The faster we can get people with a brain injury to care, the better off that we know the recovery is going to be. I actually wrote an article for the largest Spanish magazine in the world the name of the article was called KO'd, and it was on brain injuries, and especially dealing with sports and veterans, people coming back from these wars that are now kind of left with these issues. So when someone,
are big,
of course, absolutely, they're doing a thankless job for us, all of us, and they're coming back with these horrific injuries and these conditions, right?
I did a show this past week that 15 a day are killing themselves. 15 veterans are committing suicide a day. That to me really hurts me, and that bothers me. So we can reach out and save one life. You and I, we're doing our job.
Well, as we started talking about before the show, the thing that people kind of forget is they're thinking that it's a mental aspect, that people are just depressed or they're just upset and things are bad. The reality is their brain has been damaged. It means they're not getting oxygen to those important parts of the brain. And ultimately, they're creating an environment. This brain has created an environment to where their feelings, what they're actually feeling, is being programmed by the actual trauma. So you have this traumatic aspect. So it's incredibly important. And like anything else, when one area of the body is weakened, your body's so miraculous, it's going to create and develop other areas. And unfortunately, what happens when these people are injured with brain injuries, the part of the brain that gets into the deep thought, to the anxiety, it starts to kind of go rampant.
So they treat that. We both, I get treated by Dr. Adam. Want to explain about what you do in Vegas with CFR?
Well, very similar to what Dr. Adam Del Tordo does in Burbank, California with the craniofacial release. We actually use the craniofacial release, the ballooning of the nasal passages, in our care as part of our care. We're also big proponents and big pushers, if you will, of the hyperbaric chamber. We really are. The most important thing for anybody with any particular type of brain injury is oxygen. If they're not getting oxygen to the brain is limited, and the recovery ultimately is limited. So we try to push our patients with TBI into the hyperbaric chamber as soon as we get a hold of them and make that a huge regimen and part of their care. Now, the main thing to think about oxygen to the brain is just the sequencing. And these traumatic brain injuries, what happens is the cranial nerves that come out of the skull, the nerves that come all the way through, they're actually interrupted and disturbed. So you have to resequence all of that neurology in the brain. So it's incredibly important because breathing doesn't come necessarily just from the lung. That's only where gas is exchanged. Breathing, the nerves that control breathing actually come from the skull, and they actually affect the diaphragm. So we got to get people with TBIs breathing again from the diaphragm, not just the skull.
So let's talk about nasal, the
ballooning,
facial release. We talked about the oxygen came. Now, what about the products you give, like hemp? You believe in cannabidiol?
Cannabidiol and hemp products, man, I'll tell you, this is where society is heading, because you cannot lie with, you cannot defy science. We do a lot of different shows, a lot of different talks on the cannabidiol, all the cannabinoids, and all of the hemp-based products. And when I do these, I'm asked a lot of times, there's a little controversy behind it. But I don't ever find controversy when there's numbers, when we're dealing with fact, we're dealing with science. So let's stand proud on that science. Let's make the science be the message and not actual opinion. So as far as I'm concerned, there's anybody out there that's kind of denying the fact of what hemp-based products can do, read the research. It's not my opinion, it's the research. And when you have colleges and huge institutions like UCLA and Harvard and University of Stanford, some of your best research is actually at the University of Tel Aviv. That's right, Tel Aviv.
We're going to wrap up the show, John. You'll come back, please, again, and do my 1 hour blog if possible. But if people would like to find you, where can they find you? Who are you? Can you give a shout out of your website?
Absolutely. My name is Dr. Jon Petrick, the clinical director and CEO of the Las Vegas Pain Relief Centers in Las Vegas. We have a few centers there. You can reach us at LasVegasPainReliefCenters.com, or you can find us at LVPRC.com. And the phone number is 702-948-2520. That's 702-948-2520. And please reach out. Don't let this go unnoticed. If you're having an issue, reach out to us. If I can't physically put my hands on you, I'd like to point you in the direction of somebody who can. And reach out.
You're awesome. Thank you so much. Hey, guys, everyone, share this, please, with everybody. Find us at SeanyN.com, and this is 5 Minutes with Seany. My good friend here, Dr. Jon Petrick, and thank you for tuning in. We'll see you again soon. Johnny will be on again really soon. Or Dr. Jon, that's it. And just so everybody knows, we are in Newport. You guys can see all that. Living on the beach right now, enjoying life, because this week's, as I said, has been kind of tough for us. So thank you for
tough life, guys.
That's the great thing about sunshine. It takes away all depression.
There you go.
All right. Thanks, Dr. Jon.
You're welcome. Thank you guys for having me.
Thanks, Jerry. Okay, guys, enjoy your Saturday. Enjoy your weekend.